Fans of Half-Life are no stranger to mods. Even if you've never directly modded the game yourself, you've probably played something that started off as a mod. Counter-Strike, Team Fortress, hell, Day of Defeat, they all started their development cycles as mods of the original Half-Life. Now, today there's no shortages of ways to mod the game however you like, from adding in cut enemies to just creating whole new campaigns. But recently, there's been a mod release that some of you might have actually already seen that aims to bring new life to the classic Half-Life experience. And now, to be honest, it has me questioning the future of what can be done to almost all past games. And this mod is none other than Half-Life Ray Traced. Now, for those of you who are unaware, ray tracing is, at its most basic level, a system for simulating hyper-realistic lighting, from how it illuminates from certain lighting sources to how it interacts with both static and dynamic objects. And lighting might not always be the first thing that you think about when you're thinking about graphics, however, it probably has one of the biggest impacts on how a game actually looks and feels, thanks to the atmosphere it really creates. It is also one of the most demanding things to render real time, which is why a lot of people's computers kind of sound like jet engines whenever they try to run a game with ray tracing enabled.
It's not shutting down, it's not...
With that said, thanks to modern graphics cards, we are actually able to now apply ray tracing to just more and more games. And where this really starts getting interesting is when, instead of applying this new technology to a new game with already amazing graphics, someone instead decides to take a game from the 90s and apply ray tracing to it, amplifying the lighting and atmosphere but leaving the soul of the game pretty much untouched. Now, don't get me wrong, I love what Crowbar Collective did, just remaking the original Half-Life from the ground up, and I would gladly say that Black Mesa is probably the greatest remake ever made. However, sometimes I just kind of want to play the same game I grew up playing when I was a kid. And I have to say, if you grew up playing the original Half-Life 2, many of these levels will just feel so surreal with this mod enabled. The lighting and unforeseen consequences really sells that feeling of disaster and horror, seeing everything shut down as zombies just roam the hallways. And surface tension, the light rays look just so amazing. I mean, it actually feels like you're really in that Arizona heat. I mean, even Zen, which was probably the weakest part of the original Half-Life, though for the time I still appreciated the alien feel of the place, even if the gameplay didn't always hold up too well in the levels themselves. But anyway, ray tracing lighting in Zen has added so much to the overall atmosphere of the place, especially in Konark's Lair. I mean, I was actually really excited playing through all of it, which is not always too common for many Half-Life 1 playthroughs once you get to Zen. Overall, it was just really fun playing through these areas I know pretty much like the back of my hand, but seeing them in a way I had never seen them before. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like for the time, Half-Life 1 had a very good lighting system that worked very well for static objects, with most lighting seemingly coming from actual lighting sources, creating a pretty believable atmosphere. However, many of the people I've talked to who are, well, much younger than me have said that the game, and I quote, looks like ass. Hell, I've heard some people claim that older graphics give them motion sickness. I don't know for sure if something like ray tracing can actually fix that, but at the very least, having updated visuals might go a long way in helping convince people to actually give some of these older games a try. I'm not saying that this is the definitive way to experience the game, but damn it, it's pretty cool stepping outside for the first time and seeing this compared to the stale environment you're just used to. Now, I just got done streaming the entire ray trace mod from beginning to end, and the more I was playing through it, the more I couldn't help but think, what other games could really benefit from having something like this enabled? I mean, obviously, not all classic games are going to look that much better with something like ray tracing. For example, the Quake 2 mod they put out there, I'm not really that big of a fan of, to be honest, but this Half-Life mod has really shown it is possible to take something as classic as, a 90s game like this and just bring it to a whole new level. So what do you think? What games would you like to see with this new updated lighting system? Or do you just think this is just stupid as hell and there's really no reason to even think about it? Whatever your opinion might be, please let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you're interested in more Half-Life mods, why don't you check out this video over here to my left that we did on the Half-Life 2 VR mod. I mean, just, I'm just gonna spoil it here, so much fun. But if you're not interested in that, then feel free to check out whatever YouTube's recommending over here to my right. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again real soon.